Howdy everyone, Pocher here with an Asian Magic video. In today's video we're moving into the next match of the AI Championships. In this match we got pool boy Markendel going up against poker face Krython. Two veteran players in the game. We're going to go into the band selection at the coin toss. Markendel won, he picked to go first. So we'll go into bands, and Markendel's first band is the Swamp Killer, followed by Kashat from Krython. So interesting bands. Swamp Killer, obviously. You don't want Swamp Killer on the field. Without Danae Leader, she misses a lot. She can dodge a lot, but she still hits like a glass cannon. So we've seen some absolute devastation she has caused before. So I think a smart ban. On the other side, we've got the Kashat from Krython. Now, Krython's bans have always been interesting. He tends to ban non-meta heroes. I think that's to leave more powerful heroes on the board to give himself a bit of an advantage. So the Kashat is the first ban. Going into the next ban, we've got the Ilios and the Softy. Now, Ilios, good ban. You don't want your enemy getting that as a hero. Even just having him is a powerful asset to anyone who gets him because of his leadership ability. He can give healing. Well, it's not great healing unless they're of the factional brotherhood that work with him, but it's still healing nonetheless. And he can do a lot of damage. The Softy, on the other hand, smart ban. I think on any case, you don't want your opponent getting a Softy. The lockdown's the anti-healing. You can do fair amounts of damage as well. So I think that's a pretty solid ban choice. And then moving into the final bans, we've got two healers from both sides. We've got Sakrif and Azariel. Sakrif leaving the artist on the field, which is really surprising. But Sakrif obviously can remove your debuffs. She can add debuff immunity. Or protection, sorry. Or immunity, same thing. She does decent healing as well. She can apply dodge on crit. So she offers a lot, even when not on a full Archon team. And then the Azariel. If you're picking second, which in this case Krython is, you want to ban the Azariel. I think your enemy having an Azariel is almost a guaranteed win. You would have to have some pretty gnarly characters that could rip through Azariel's healing and invulnerabilities and everything to be able to secure a win. So I think Azariel is a smart ban. But then moving into the selections, we have the Wukong from Markendel first. Really good choice. We do not have any player that has picked a Wukong in a battle yet. I don't believe. I think he's been banned every time. So to be able to see this character as a leader in a fight is pretty nice. And then we've got the Artist and the Rock from Krython. So Artist, good hero, can add blinding. Obviously loses a lot because he doesn't have Archons working with him, but he's still a powerful hero. Not as powerful as Wukong though in leadership slot if comparing them as single characters. Then we have the Rock. I think Rock is both a solid choice and a great counter pick. You have a Wukong leadership. You do not want your opponent getting the Rock. It's a win. I don't think you could come back from that. So I think that's a good, solid pick from Krython. But he probably could have left Artist. If I was personally picking, I probably would have left Artist and picked Balthazar maybe. Or the Cathbad. Those would have been my picks. Moving on to the next round, we've got the Balthazar and the Silver Moon from Markendel. So now he's got a lot of damage on his team and got a big amount of debuffs that he can apply to the enemy and has healing. And not horrible healing. Silver Moon's strength in this championship doesn't come from the healing she provides, more the invulnerability. She can apply invulnerability to every character, I think, or 4 characters. I can't remember. I think it's the 4 characters with the lowest HP. I think that's how her move is described. But still, not a thing you want being cast on the field. And you have the Cathbad and the Lokia from Krython's team. Cathbad, solid choice. I think you can't go wrong with the Cathbad. And then Lokia, interesting choice. I don't think Lokia really offers anything to the team that he's building. I think you could probably... Oh, I don't know. I feel like at this point in time, I would have... Personally, I'm just going to throw my own, because I don't get to compete in this, so I like to think of what I would have done. I think I would have gone the Arrogant Axe Thrower or the Tanita and cement some glass cannon damage into the fight. With the Cathbad, you have the option to have glass cannons. He should be able to keep them up for a fair amount of time. Moving on to the next selection, we've got the Pig Boy and the Tiles from Markendel. So Markendel snagging another Beastman, which is going to be helpful with the Wukong leadership and the Tiles. It's a good pick, I think. Tiles is going to soak the AoE, so Rock's going to do an AoE straight off the bat. Tiles' taunt is going to trigger. It's going to allow his characters to set up what they need to. So Wukong's going to start generating those stacks. Balthazar is going to start generating those stacks. Pig Boy is just going to be able to do whatever he does. I don't even know what Pig Boy does, because who honestly uses Pig Boy? And then we have the Tanita from Krython's side. So we've got the Glass Cannon Damager on the team, but I feel like he needed 2 Glass Cannons. I need the Axe Thrower and the Tanita would have been a lethal combination, I think. You potentially get rid of a character before Silvermoon gets the invulnerability out. Going on to the subs, we have the Infernus from Markendel and the Arakan Guard from Krython. So Guard, interesting. I don't know who you would replace. Personally, I'd replace the Lokia if it came to it. People, very rarely, I think we've had one person replace a character if they win. But I feel like that team would be stronger if Arakan Guard was in that spot. You can rotate between Arakan Guard and Cathbad and allow Rock and Tanita to hopefully take some characters out. Infernus is a solid choice. He does pretty decent damage. But this is all good on paper. We'll jump into the arena and see which character or which player is going to win their first match. So going into the first battle, and Wukong starts off with a sneaky smack against the Cathbad, and then a retaliation on the Rock. Cathbad's barrier is still up, being applied a little bit more as the Artist comes out, but taken out by the Balthazar. The taunt on the Tiles is now out, so they're going to have to rip through Tiles. Bit of retaliation on the Wukong, doing a fair bit of damage healing coming out from the Cathbad. Going to be a lifesaver for Krython. The Tiles in relatively okay HP. Any heals from Silvermoon yet to come out. They will now. There's the invulnerability. 12 turns of being a brick wall. As the Tiles moves into critical HP, there is no real worry here, as he will be able to survive a few more hits while Silvermoon gets her next sort of healing out. So when his turn comes around, he should be able to be topped back off unless they can get through the 5-4 stacks left. 3 stacks now. If they can get rid of those stacks before his turn comes out, Krython might be in an okay spot. Rock in critical HP. 1 stack note. Unfortunately not able to, as the Tiles gets a little bit more HP as the Rock falls. The Artist barrier coming out a little bit too late. Rock out of the field is going to be a big disadvantage to Krython. The freeze is very much needed as a Tiles' HP just keeps going on the brink of critical to healthy. He's back in the health spot. Krython gets another heal out from Cathbad. That's going to be very, very much needed this time as his... unfortunately, Cathbad dies. His turn was so close, very close to being able to get topped up, but now it is a 4v3 situation, and unless Krython can take out a Tiles, I don't see him being able to break through as his Tanita goes into critical HP. A Tiles very close to dying. He has his taunt up again, with the debuffs coming out from the Balthazar. Balthazar's just wreaking havoc. The heal comes out again from Silvermoon, and I think that's going to cement Markendel's victory in this first round. We're still going to play it out, see what happens. Artist left. He's not going to be able to take out 5 characters. As much of a powerful character as he is, he cannot beat this wall of units. There are some powerful characters still left on the field, and they're going to make quick work of the Artist, especially when the Balthazar... nope, never mind. The Wukong is what takes out the final blow on the Artist, giving the first point to Markendel. We'll take the battle over to the competitors. They'll get to choose what they want to do next. Moving into the second battle, and Krython has removed the Cathbad from his team, surprisingly, and put in the Arakan Guard, as the Rock takes a big bout of damage. Arakan Guard finally comes out with the taunt, but there's a lot of AoE that can still come from Markendel's team. As you can see, Rock's still in a critical state. If any more AoE comes out, he could potentially die. Squirt, there you go. There's the pig squeal. It's down to a 4v5 situation. And I have to say that Markendel is not... Krython is not looking to be in the best position at the moment, as his Arakan Guard takes a big beating, very close to dying. The blind comes out from the Artist, but it's not going to make any difference as Arakan Guard falls down to a 3v5 situation. The Tiles very close to dying. However, taking him out, I don't feel like it's going to do much difference at this point. The Atars, nope, still holds on. I think he has the invulnerability up. He does. It now disappears. He gets a bit of health back going out of critical HP. Balthazar wreaking havoc. The Balthazar and Wukong combination is just ripping through characters as they just get stronger and stronger as the battle goes on. Debuffs coming out. Crit sacks stacking up. Artists left on the field. Nothing more can happen from this point. There's nothing that Krython's team can do to win, as it's now just a matter of time. And we just wait until the Artist falls. Should be on the bout. Nope, Wukong comes in with the sneaky last hit again, giving the second point and both points to Markendel, eliminating Krython from the competition. We'll head over to the leaderboard and see where everyone is sitting at the moment. There we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Poor boy Markendel moving on. Pokerface Krython eliminated from the competition. And in the semi-finals, we're going to have Buglord Kelpie going up against poor boy Markendel. So that will be a very interesting match. We have a few matches left. We're getting very close to the final. Very close to people being able to win the rewards if you've bet on the right player. But we'll get there. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. I will answer it to the best of my ability. And wherever you are in the world, until next time, please take care of yourself.